Hi guys, in the many years that I've been running J4k, I do a lot of things. I answer a lot of questions from goalkeepers, parents of goalkeepers, and this is one of the best questions that, actually multiple questions that have been asked by this young goalkeeper, and I think it's actually amazing. It actually really inspired me, this young man. Actually, maybe because it reminded me a bit about myself, as I'll explain as I go through this training video. But I think his question was that good, or questions were that good. I feel as if it's something that I need to put. Basically, I'm going to add this to my training videos and also the podcast, because not only hopefully will this help you, Hunter, but this, obviously, your question, which I thought was, or questions, okay, because there was a lot, I thought was amazing. And as I say, definitely the most, detailed questions that I've been asked, in a long time. Also as well, thank you, Ian, for obviously your input as well. That's going to really help me to help Hunter. So obviously I'm going to be answering Hunter's email here, guys, because Hunter got involved in the part of the J4k 30-day challenge on how to become mentally strong as a goalkeeper. And basically, what the 30-day challenge is about is just to make goalkeepers become bulletproof with their mindset. So if you know anything about goalkeeping, obviously, yeah, you've got to work the techniques of goalkeeping, be able to shot stop, come for crosses, communicate distribution, etc. But one of the most vital things that you need to get right is your mindset, or you need to help your goalkeeping child develop their mindset, guys, because if you don't, with all the ability in the world, it's going to be very difficult for them. So for over 20 years now, we've helped thousands of goalkeepers achieve their dreams, and it's not necessarily the best goalkeepers with the best techniques that achieve their dreams and gone on to become scholarship or become professional. It's actually the goalkeepers who've got average ability on the field, but they become above average with the mindset. It can really give the edge. And this is why I thought Hunter's questions were absolutely amazing. For a 15-year-old to ask these questions, guys, blew my mind. Okay, so this question is these answers are for you, Hunter, and obviously for yourself, Ian. But again, I'm just going to obviously put this out on my podcast, because I do really believe this is going to help so many goalkeepers and parents of goalkeepers. So thanks a million, Hunter, for such an amazing question, and obviously getting involved with the J4k 30-day challenge. So basically, as I'll go through everything what Hunter was saying, but basically Hunter's only a 15-year-old goalkeeper based out in North America, and his main question for myself was that, he's a bit concerned because he's, 50, he's only 15 years of age, and he's only recently started to play in goal. And his question was, has he lost the opportunity because he started late? And the question, and the answer is, sorry, Hunter, 1 billion% no. Okay, yeah. I'm going to give you two examples, or a few examples in a minute. The first example comes from your idol. You said Matt Turner. And I'm 99% sure if it's the same Matt Turner, J4k, we used to actually sponsor Matt Turner when he played, when he started off playing, obviously, in the lower leagues throughout the US, before he went on to obviously play for the US national team. And I actually didn't realise that, obviously, Matt came into the game late. But obviously, if it's the same Matt Turner we're speaking about, and I'm sure it is, obviously it's good that he's gone on to become a professional and international goalkeeper. So hopefully that should inspire you as well, that it's not too late. Also as well, I'm gonna, you won't remember this guy, but most people won't, but he used to be the England manager called Graham Taylor, and he also used to be the manager of Aston Villa, which was a which is a Premiership football club. And in England, what happens is players get like a 2-year apprenticeship. So it's like 16, 17 and 8. So 16 to 18 years of age, you get like a 2-year apprenticeship. And if they're good enough, you get like a professional contract, a 1-year deal or a 5-year deal, depending on how good they are. And some players, at most football clubs, most players actually don't get offered the professional contract after their 2 years YTS. But Graham Taylor, who was an England manager, he was an England manager, Hunter, he basically guaranteed every one of his players, after the 2 years apprenticeship, he would guarantee them at least a 1-year professional contract. Because what he said is he could not make his mind up on a player until they'd done their first year as a professional. So that would mean that they were like, these guys were at least 19 years of age, 19 and a half. Some of them may be going on to 20 years of age. So this is an ex-England international, an ex-Premiership manager saying that he would not make a decision on a player until they were at least 19 years of age. So you're only 15, okay, so hopefully that will give you some confidence. And last but not least, I'm going to give you me, okay, my example. So like yourself, Hunter, I actually never played for any academy, anything like that. And exactly like yourself, I thought that I'd lost my opportunity. And again, you're probably the same. You're like me, I was looking at these other goalkeepers. You know, one of the goalkeepers actually was in my year. And because he actually played for Liverpool Academy, obviously, which is obviously a massive club, you know, from the age. So I actually went to primary school with this guy and also secondary school. You guys will call that middle school and high school. And at the time, he was like the best goalkeeper in Liverpool, basically because even when he was like 4 years old, he was like a man. He was massive. So it was just the pure size of him. But I always wanted to be in goal. I wanted to play for the school team. But because he played for Liverpool Academy, I never had an opportunity because, you know, he was much bigger than me. You know, probably better than me at the time as well. So I ended up having to play centre back because I couldn't get into the school team. But again, so for myself, I was in a similar situation to yourself, Hunter. You know, it's like I'm seeing other goalkeepers, you know, as I say, you know, getting opportunities, playing for academies, etc. And I'm thinking, why this is not me? You know, I know I've got the ability. However, you know, as I got older and as I grew, I actually went from basically being, you know, 1 foot smaller than this goalkeeper right through my childhood, right through school, until I got to more or less the last year of school. I had a massive growth spurt and I went on to become probably the tallest in my year. So I'm now 6'3". And what happened then, all of a sudden, you know, the tables turned. You know, now I was a much bigger goalkeeper. I always believed I was better, but now I had the physique to do it. So again, as I say, don't think just because these other goalkeepers are at academies that you've lost your opportunity, because I'll guarantee the majority of goalkeepers, sadly, who are at academies don't unfortunately achieve their dreams because, okay, yeah, I mean, again, they could be at academies, not necessarily because they're good goalkeepers, you know, as I say, because at that level, at academy level, you know, and I know coaches won't say this, but they've got their favourites. So some goalkeepers could be there because, you know, they're the blue-eyed boy or the blue-eyed girl. They could be there because they could be like really big for the age, but they sadly stop growing when they're 14 or 15 years of age. They might not have the heart, you know, to go on to become professional or obviously gain a scholarship like you want to achieve. There's so many factors, honestly, that, you know, which the 30-day challenge will help you with, Hunter. There's so many factors why, sadly, so many goalkeepers who are at academies will not achieve their dreams, as I say. And I've only named a few, there's a few more. But again, as I say, the biggest part of it is they just don't grow big enough, or they don't have the mindset strong enough, or they don't have the heart to put in the hard work. Because once you start getting to, because listen, when you're playing at academy football, yeah, okay, there might be a bit of pressure, but it's nothing until you get into the real world when you're 17, 18, 19 years of age. And that's when it matters, okay? And again, Matt Turner obviously was, you know, so I actually, I never played for any academies. The first academy I played for, Hunter, was 17 years of age, which was Chester City. Okay, so and I actually gave up on my dream. I thought, that's it, I'm finished, because I actually finished school, and in England we call it sixth form. Okay, so you stay on school. So again, I thought it was finished for me, but I stayed on for 1 year as a sixth former. So I was like 17 and a half, because it was actually the second year in sixth form. That's when I achieved my dreams. So it was like, you know, easy. I was easily 17 and a half. So you've got another 2.5 years, Hunter. Okay, so I hope that helps. Okay, so as I say, you've not achieved, I promise you, there's just countless success stories where goalkeepers and outfield players, where they achieve their dreams at 20, 21, 24, etc. So to answer your question, you have certainly not lost the opportunity, as long as you are prepared to. And again, obviously, I believe that you watch all my videos, which is cool. I really do appreciate that you do that. Watch the videos, Hunter. But if you watch all my videos, and I promise you this, Hunter, if you work harder than the average, and most people will not work hard, so it's not that hard, honestly. If you work harder, obviously when you get to like 16, 17, 18, the competition will get smaller, but obviously they do work harder. But I'll promise you, if you work harder than the average, you'll give yourself an above average opportunity to achieve your dreams. The key is to find a good goalkeeping coach who has got proven results, okay? So can not only teach you the proven techniques, but then they've got the contacts and they've got proven results helping their students to achieve their dreams. And also as well, you know, in academies as well, don't necessarily think just because a goalkeeper is at an academy, a certain academy, that they're getting the best type of goalkeeping coaching. Obviously, there's a lot of excellent goalkeeping coaches at academies, but I've been doing this a long time. And like anything in life, you get the good, the bad, and the very ugly. And there's a lot of really terrible goalkeeping coaches, you know, in academies, okay? And obviously where you said that you're based in North America, I've done a lot of goalkeeping coaching down there, and I'll guarantee most goalkeeping coaches will not have the techniques, the abilities, the contacts to help their students to achieve their dreams. So I assure you, most goalkeeping coaches, most goalkeepers will not have the edge on you just because they are getting at an academy. If you can get an independent goalkeeping coach who really knows what they're doing, and especially what obviously your father was saying is that you're a big guy, you're fearless, etc., you really give yourself an opportunity. So again, I want to stress, Hunter, you know, as long as you work harder than the average, okay, you've got every chance to still achieve your dreams. So I'm going to go on to the other questions that you asked now as well, which was fantastic. Again, thank you for your honesty. And this is where I'm going to start speaking about the visualization as well. So regarding the visualization and being involved in the 30-day challenge, start visualizing yourself working hard. Start visualizing yourself, you know, playing games, making saves, you know, people applauding you, you know, just start visualizing all good things starting to happen. Visualize scouts maybe coming to watch yourself, you know. So this is where it starts coming in. The 30-day challenge will go into a lot more detail here. I don't want to go into too much of the 30-day challenge and the visualizations, because I speak a lot about visualization, and the 30-day challenge is mostly about visualization. Visualization can help you achieve your dreams, Hunter. But let me go into the other couple of questions that you asked. The first one, which I absolutely loved, okay, again, was similar to me. So when I was a goalkeeper as well, like yourself, I was a bit like crazy. I used to come for crosses, maybe crosses that I didn't come for, etc. But I'm going to, again, you might be a bit too young for this goalkeeper. You've probably heard of him, Tim Howard, who used to play for obviously Man United and obviously the United States. Go and check out some of the coverage on YouTube of him coming out in the early days. I used to absolutely love Tim Howard because he just come out so fearless. He used to come for everything, and again, that was sort of like unique because this is when he played for Manchester United in the Premiership, and a lot of goalkeepers in the Premiership tended to stay on the line and obviously let the defenders to take care of it. They took sort of the easy option, where what I loved about Tim, he'd be like flying out, you know, and like you said, is that sometimes you come that fast, you'd misjudge it and it'd go over your head, and Tim Howard used to do that as well. But what I loved about Tim, and again, so I recommend that you go and try and seek out some of Tim's videos, is he just kept going, and obviously he got better and better, as I say, and yeah, just watch what you've said just reminded me straight away of Tim Howard. As I say, he just used to come out fearless, and as I say, he did make make a few mistakes, drop a few balls like you did, but again, he just kept going. And just go and watch him, honestly. He was always a favourite of mine. But as I say, so it's only natural as well. So you were saying that you played in one game and you're having a great game, and then you've come for a cross, you've dropped the ball and he scored. And then obviously when the second cross came over, a corner, because you were super nervous, you've dropped it again. Again, we've all been there as goalkeepers. And I say, so the thing is, and also you mentioned as well that, you know, I know that your dad was saying that you're not in the best of teams, which is brilliant, by the way. I always recommend goalkeepers, if they can get into two teams, a good team that's winning everything, so you get into the mentality of winning, but also the worst team possible, because then obviously, yeah, you know that you're going to maybe let 5 or 6 goals in every single game, but at least you're getting that practice. It's super important that you get that practice. A lot of goalkeepers want to play in the best teams possible. I really don't recommend you do that, because what happens is, you know, if you're in a game, if you're playing for the team and you're maybe only making 1 save every 7 games, you're not getting that experience fast enough, you know, as I say, as a goalkeeper. And, you know, And I've seen this time and time again, and going back to, you know, goalkeepers, you know, who are at academies, and, you know, who are at academies, when they've got to a level, you know, 17, 18, 19 years of age, because they've played in academies and not had much to do. Once they start getting like 16, 17, 18 and playing, and then they've got things to do, they fall apart, because they've had years of not having any saves to make, unfortunately. And what happens there, then when they have a bit of pressure, they can't handle it because they're not used to it. So that's why I always say to goalkeepers, try and get in a good team and a bad team, because then you're winning, you're practicing the winning habits, but more importantly as well, you're in a bad team, and then you're getting all the practice that you want. So going back to obviously yourself dropping crosses, listen, don't worry about that. Even Premiership, MLS goalkeepers, you know, when they drop a cross and you concede a goal for it, a goal from it, you know, as I say, it's only natural to feel a bit apprehensive about it. But you're saying that you're in a bad team as well, and also that, you know, you were telling, you know, you're getting crowded by the attack by the opposing team, and your defenders did nothing. So in that scenario, Hunter, that's the management's fault, okay, because they should be teaching your defenders to basically block off the opposing players. And again, as a goalkeeper myself, there's nothing worse when you've got two attackers standing around you and your defenders are doing nothing to block them. Obviously, that makes it incredibly difficult. So for that, I certainly wouldn't blame yourself. That's a management's decision. You know, that's a management's not a management's decision. You know, the management should be teaching your defenders, hey, listen, when there's a set piece, when there's a corner, this is what you do. You make sure you protect Hunter, and then that frees your space up, obviously, to move a bit better, to come for those crosses. So again, on that one, that's where you've got to go, hey, if I had three attackers around me, what can you do? It doesn't matter how big you are, Hunter. If you've got, you know, 1, 2 or 3 people around you and you're not getting protection from your defence, there's nothing you can do about that. That's on the management. But in terms of, obviously, you know, when you do drop a cross, okay, so again, it's natural, it only happens, at least you're coming for crosses. That's the main thing, okay, because you did say that towards the game, you're a bit hesitant and you didn't want to come out for crosses. That's the worst thing you can do. You've got to come out for crosses, okay? If that's what you want doing, if that's your strength, just keep coming for crosses, honestly, as I say. And again, the 30-day challenge will teach you this. It all goes back to visualization again, and practice, okay? So what I want you to do now is every time, literally every single day for 5 minutes, you know, in the morning, even 5 minutes of an evening time, just visualize yourself coming for those perfect crosses all the time. And if you drop a ball in your mind, okay, so you've had a negative thought, you wipe that negative thought with 5 positive thoughts. Okay, so if you drop a cross, you just keep going until you have 5 more crosses that you've caught. Just keep visualizing catching crosses. But you've got to practice it in a game situation. So you've got to practice it in training, okay, and even outside the training. So when you go to the club training, make sure that you get your teammates just putting in crosses for 10, 15, 20 minutes. You know, and that's with anything where you're sort of like feeling a bit underconfident, and I'll go on to your kicking in a moment. Anything where you're feeling underconfident, again, just visualize yourself doing perfect, but then you've got to put it into practice, into training. And if you speak to any professional athlete, it doesn't matter what sport, Hunter, every professional athlete practice the arts of visualization, especially when they've made a mistake. What they do is you just rub it out in their mind by just being positive all the time and just overlapping that negative thought or mistake with positive thoughts, and then positive actions in training, if that makes sense. So it's not just about visualizing it, it's important that you've got to go and practice it as well, okay? So as I say, get your teammates to practice your crosses. Again, if you can, even, you know, away from your club training, again, as I say, maybe your parents can throw crosses in, or your neighbourhood friends can throw crosses in. Again, when I had nobody to throw footballs at me, like Billy No Mates, you know what I mean? I'd get a ball, I'd throw the ball up in the air, and I'd do that for honestly 20, 30 minutes, an hour. Ball in the air, just come and catch it. Ball in the air, just come and catch it. Throw the ball against the wall, come and obviously catch it. Make sure you don't go into the wall, okay? Because I promise you, the wall will win. But as I say, the thing what I think is amazing here, Hunter, is that you're coming for crosses aggressively. Don't lose that, okay? Yeah, don't lose that. I know it's only natural to lose your confidence and go back, and then obviously stay in your line. Don't be doing that, okay? Yeah. As I say, keep that confidence, okay? And even when you get better, look. even international goalkeepers drop balls when they come for crosses, okay? We're not perfect, okay, yeah? So once you understand that you are going to make mistakes, it's part and parcel of being a goalkeeper, yeah, but please don't change that amazing skill. Tim Howard didn't, okay, yeah, and look where Tim went, okay? So visualize and practice. And also you said as well that, you know, when you're in training, also you said that you're underconfident with back passes. So when you get a back pass, you're frightened to take a first touch in case the opponent comes on you and takes the ball away from you. So at the moment you feel a bit guilty because you're just smashing the ball first time. Nothing wrong with that, okay? Nothing wrong with that, Hunter. You might, you know, you're better off kicking it into the stands and it's not a goal. Then obviously, you know, if you are feeling underconfident over something, okay, yeah, you know, you don't want to be taking the touch and giving the ball away, okay, and conceding the goal. And again, even if you just say to the management, just let your management see this video, say, hey, listen, this is what Ray's told me to do. Until I build my confidence enough to do it in a game, I'm just going to hit it first time. Because it's better, as I say, it's better going into the stands, okay, yeah, or it's better going into the other half than obviously being in your goal net. But it all goes back to what I said about the crossing. You know, just because you're underconfident with something doesn't mean that you can't get it better. So basically, again, visualize yourself in every different scenarios, getting back passes from your teammates, taking your first touch. So in your mind's eye, that first touch is amazing. Then maybe your second touch is amazing, and then you're pinging the ball to your right winger, your left winger, or to your attacker. Visualize it in your mind's eye. But then, Hunter, you've got to put it into practice, okay? Yeah. So again, so when you're training, again, try and get some of your teammates to say, hey, look, you know, can you hit the ball into me? Maybe try and get another teammate to run in. So it's a bit more game situation. So one teammate hits the ball in, and then obviously the other teammate comes in. So it's a bit of like friendly pressure, if that makes sense. So practice that in a game situation. And again, but practice it away from your club. Okay, so whether it's with your parents, your friends from the neighbourhood, or friends from school, you've got to practice it. Because I promise you, most goalkeepers, I'm talking 99% of goalkeepers your age, they'll do their club training. They might actually have additional goalkeeping and goalkeeping coaching from an independent coach if they're lucky, but that's it. They don't do anything else. If you want to achieve your dreams, if you speak to any professional goalkeeper, go and speak to Tim Howard if you can, Matt Turner if you can. I'll guarantee, I did this myself as well, I'll guarantee that not only will they train with their club and maybe an independent goalkeeping coach if they're lucky, they do something every single day to help them develop their goalkeeping. 99% of goalkeepers sadly will not do that at your age, even younger and older. So that's what I said before, if you're prepared to do more than the average, you'll become above average, Hunter. Okay, and as I say, and again, when I say do something every single day, I don't mean like physically every day. It could be the case where, you know, you might not be able to get onto the training field, the weather could be terrible outside, so maybe just spend half an hour visualizing. That's still doing something towards your development. Or again, you know, if you've got a gym or you like to keep yourself fit, you know, do some exercises, some push-ups. You know, one of the big things I always say to my students is buy yourselves a speed ladder. They're only like what, $5-10, and again with the speed ladder you can do that more or less anywhere. As I say, you can do it in a garage, you can do it in an outbuilding, you can do it in your bedroom, you can do it in the living room. As I say, just watch the ornaments, okay? Yeah. So you can practice your footwork. Footwork is so important for goalkeepers. So again, I used to do footwork every single day, obviously as a professional goalkeeper. As a younger goalkeeper, I never, because no one ever told me, but certainly as a professional goalkeeper, when I realised, you know, obviously, and when I coach, and I've been coaching now goalkeepers now for over 20 odd years in J4k, I always start my sessions with footwork for my students because it's that important. So do something every single day, Hunter. So I hope that helps, okay? Again, I'd rewind this back and listen to it a couple of times. Again, as I say, but the visualization is so important, but remember, you've got to practice as well. So for you guys listening to this training video or podcast, visualization is so important, okay? But so is actually practicing as well. So you can't do one without the other, okay? You cannot do one without the other. But please believe me, guys, if you want to achieve your dreams, Hunter, if you want to achieve your dreams, okay, yeah, as I say, I promise you, most goalkeepers sadly will not work harder than the average. So if you are prepared to work harder than the average, you will become a above average young man. Okay, so I hope that helps, guys. Okay, and I hope you enjoyed the 30-day challenge. Any other questions, you know, please, you're probably best doing another video, obviously, because obviously sometimes email can come, as I say, obviously video is better because straight away I can feel your emotions, etc. So I can give you a much better answer. So I hope that helps. As I say, yeah, hope that helps, Hunter. Hope that helps, Ian. And thanks for an amazing question. It really did, which you did via video. It really did inspire me this morning. Take care and best of luck.